hear us, Bob?
You're all set?
We're all set?
Okay.
Okay, welcome to the Select Board meeting today, Wednesday, December 18th, 2024 at 7:30 PM. We're going to start with some announcements. So I have some announcements.
Go for it.
All right. I'm not doing the one that's on the agenda. We're going to wait till January
Okay,
because I talked to town council and he's not ready. Is that okay?
then we got it.
So we got rid of an announcement.
I will add
Now
it
we're
to
going to
June.
add two announcements, 2 for 1. One announcement,
Go ahead.
the library. The library is putting together a survey. They have a survey on their website that they would like people to participate in. So if you go to the website, right at the very top, I tested it out. It didn't work the first time, and I contacted them, and they fixed it. So moving forward, when we get announcements and they have links that they want, we should test it before we put it on our website. Note to self.
Yes.
Great idea.
Anyway, it works now. It's on the top banner. It's a survey. It doesn't take that much time. And it's how the library can be more involved in the community or get the community more involved with the library. And she wanted me to mention that the youth from 5th to 12th grade can win a $10 gift card to Dunkin' when they complete the survey. So, and they're gonna be holding some focus, that could be good. And no, don't lie and say you're a youth. We all know who you are. They're gonna be holding focus groups in January and February, and people will have the chance to express their interest in participating in those at the end of the survey. So that's my number one announcement. My second announcement, Hanukkah begins next week on, interestingly enough, the night of December 25th, which is unbelievable. So I had to look up, because I have nothing better to do, I had to look up, when was the last time that Hanukkah was on the first day of Christmas? I found out it was 2005. I thought it never happened in my lifetime, but apparently it happened in 2005. Prior to that, it happened in 1959, which is still unfortunately my lifetime. Unbelievable. And then in 1921. And it will happen again, God willing, I will be here, in 2035. So that's only
So not very
11
often.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I'm in my 80s, and I'm looking at Tony over here, I mean Craig, because I'm not gonna remember who you are.
No, it's
when
okay.
we'll all be here, right? We will do this again. And to celebrate, I brought a
Save
little
those.
visual. These are my
Oh,
Hanukkah
those are
glasses,
nice.
right? 8 crazy nights here, right here. Anywho, that's my second announcement.
Those are stunning.
Aren't they? Thank you.
Yes.
I wear these every year for my. This is better than the movies. Huh? This
Yeah.
is right?
Right, we should have a larger crowd every night.
We really should, because
You don't know how entertaining this would be.
we really are pretty, we do our best up here to engage the public.
I think it's a 7:30
So
start.
you-
So you need to mention the lighting on the 26th.
Oh, so,
The point of
you know,
the.
the point of this is, oh my goodness, see? I'm not even in my 80s yet, and I'm already acting like it. The point of it is, there will be a menorah lighting right here in front of Town Hall on the night of December 26th, which I was a little surprised about. I thought, wouldn't it be nice if it were on? But apparently nobody will come. So they're doing it on the night of the 26th at 6:30 PM. And this is put on by the Chabad House Jewish Center. They do it every year. It's really lovely. I've been there the last few years. They sing some songs, and it's fun. Again, that will be the night of December 26th at 6:30 PM right here in front of Town Hall. Is the menorah there now? I didn't even
Yes.
notice.
It
It's
is.
right next to
Yeah.
the Christmas tree,
It
actually.
is there.
Or the
Awesome.
holiday tree.
The holiday tree?
Yes,
It can be a Christmas tree.
it can be.
Um, So, that's,
We have one more announcement.
what do you got?
It is coming from Bob Weiss, who's joining us via Zoom.
Come on, Bob.
That is a hard act to follow. Where are your glasses, Bob?
He's not
You
loud
gotta turn
enough.
I
the
can't.
Yeah.
I know, I can't.
Is the, he's coming on the TV
Is there
speaker. Do you have a remote?
for the TV here?
All right. Gosh, you guys are giving me a lot of, this is rough tonight. I don't know how to turn the TV up.
This audio?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not loud enough.
But we think it's us.
Hold on.
Don't you want it on the,
I
on the,
could
you
turn
want
the
it on that
You want it on
thing.
the owl. I think you want it on the owl.
I don't know.
You want it on the owl.
Go back to audio.
Oh, you can hear. Oh, is that what it is, maybe?
And, nope, now you've
Oops,
muted
sorry,
him.
I didn't mean to do that.
See, echo canceling speakerphone meeting owl 3.
There we go.
Yeah.
Bob?
For goodness sakes.
We're gonna solve this by committee.
Oh, that's a
3?
microphone. Yeah, you want the speaker, go down.
Pretty
Yeah,
soon.
one.
Yeah, right there.
Right there. Bob?
Bob?
Oh!
Hey!
Third time's a charm.
All right.
All right, we can hear you perfectly
I do
now.
not have a future in IT.
No.
Yes, we're ready.
God. It's not that rough.
Okay, oh, there we go.
All right.
Okay,
much
I have
better.
3 quick announcements to make as the energy manager tonight. First, the Empower Millis, which is our aggregation, has a new aggregation plan that will be submitted to the DPU in late January. And the proposed new plan is on the Empower Millis website for everybody's review, and it will be up until January 17th. The DPU requests that we have that visible for folks. Our consultant, Good Energy, is requesting a 1 mil increase, which is a very minor increase. It won't be felt by even the lowest income consumers. So that's number 1. Number 2 is also about the energy aggregation. Eversource has just announced its new electric supply rate, which will be going down to 13.34 cents per kilowatt hour in February. Now, Empower Millis's rate, which goes until the end of the year, is, of course, we have 10% more clean energy in our electric supply, but our supply is 16.2 cents per kilowatt hour. So ours cannot change. Eversource's new rate will be in effect, as I said, from February until the end of July. So that's a significant difference for folks, especially folks who make their decisions based on finance. So we've had 4 years of not just cleaner energy, but less expensive energy. So what we're going to do is put out notices on Empower Millis's website, on the town's website, on the Energy Committee's webpage, on social media, on Millis Schools media. So people will be able to opt out very easily when they want to, and they will be able to opt back in again, depending on what happens with the Eversource rate in July. And the third thing, very quickly, as you know, we received a $60,000 grant for the Energy Committee to conduct a climate action plan, which will align the town with the state's net zero energy goals of 2050. So the first step of that plan is conducting a climate awareness survey for residents and businesses, tenants and homeowners, which will begin next week, which will go on for about a month. It will help us to formulate our plan. And again, this will go through the town's website, the social media, public schools, newsletters. Weston and Sampson Engineering is our consultant, and they will operate the survey. And it will be available in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. And that is all I have to say tonight.
Perfect.
And I'll put my glasses on.
There you go.
Not as good as mine, but thank you, Bob.
Okay,
Any questions? We good?
everybody. Have a good evening.
No?
Everybody good?
Yep.
Okay. Karen, we got some appointments?
We do.
Thank you,
Okay.
Madam Chair. I'll kick it off. So it's an exciting evening, as the board knows, with the recent retirement of our building commissioner. We've been conducting an extensive search for a successor. We went through an extensive process, and as part of this search, Selectman Craig Schultz, Assistant Town Administrator Karen Beret, and I reviewed all the applications that we received and conducted several rounds of interviews with the leading candidates. We were very fortunate to have received applications from several highly qualified candidates. At the conclusion of this process, we determined that the best and most highly qualified candidate for this position was Mr. Joseph Achu. Mr. Achu has a bachelor's degree in building construction management from Wentworth Institute of Technology and has over 28 years of experience in the construction industry. He has worked in the field of municipal inspections for over 12 years, with over 4 of those years as a building commissioner in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. He is currently the building commissioner for the town of Milton. He is a Massachusetts certified building official and has already successfully completed his physical and a Corey check. Mr. Achu is here with us this evening, and I am requesting that the Select Board ratify my appointment of Joseph Achu as the building commissioner for the town of Millis effective January 6th, 2025.
A motion?
I move that the board ratify the town administrator's appointment of Joseph Achu as building commissioner to be effective January 6, 2025.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. And
Would you like him to
would you
come
like
say
him to
hello?
speak and say hello to the
Yeah.
evening?
Yeah, you came all this way.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you very much. It's a pleasure. I look forward to serving the town of Millis in every possible way that I can and help provide a decent future for building in the town. So thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yay.
Oh, Woonsocket.
Coming back?
I'll answer.
Why, coming to
Yeah.
Millis?
Right now, it's closer to home, so, working in Milton is roughly 2-hour ride one way, so, depending on traffic. So now I'm more 30 minutes to 45 minutes away. It's a little easier decision, so.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Mike was here for how many years?
Over 20.
20? Over 20, right?
Wow.
So it's a change.
Yeah.
Good, good. Are we,
Thanks, Joe.
thank
Oh,
you.
thank you.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Earlier.
Okay, so we have another appointment?
Yes, Madam Chair. Requesting the appointment of Peter Tartikoff as an on-call local building inspector. This position is essentially in case all our other inspectors are not available and we need someone to come in to fill in an absence or some emergency. Again, this is on-call, just a $40 per inspection person to have available for the town.
Okay.
I move that the board ratify the town administrator's appointment of Peter Tartikoff as on-call building inspector to be paid on a per inspection basis only.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you. And the
Third one?
last one, Madam Chair, is I'm asking that the board ratify my appointment of Alyssa Frieden as for the position of collections manager for the library. There is a memo in your packet from the library director, and we believe Ms. Frieden is very qualified for the position and will certainly be an asset to the library team. So I'm asking for the board's ratification of my appointment this evening.
I move that the board ratify the town administrator's appointment of Alyssa Frieden as library collections manager pending a successful Corey and physical.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Great, thank you very much.
All right,
Okay,
appointments are done.
next, consideration of a connection fee waiver for Pollard Farms Condo Trust. Mr. McKay.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So, Madam Chair, this has been in discussions for many, many years with the Pollard Association. What we're requesting is So when the building was built, there was one 5/8 meter that was put in, and it services the property. They approached us a couple of years ago and asked if they could sub-meter their development, each unit separately, and that we would bill them each unit separately. That's good for us.
How many units?
I believe there's 5.
There's 8 units
Eight.
total, but 6 units service just at that one.
Well, there's one out front, right, right. So there's one unit out front and 6 in the back.
unit.
One already has it, so they're gonna keep the one
Yeah. I
for
mean,
the one unit. And then what we're asking for is a waiver. Let me give you a little background. So the 5 units, how it was done that way, it was just done that way. So that we're trying to move forward. This is in our best interest, as I tried to explain to them. With a brand-new meter, you're gonna see that, you know, it's as accurate and it's not gonna be, I don't know how it's gonna help. I mean, but that's the, you know, what they chose to, you know, that they chose to do. So each unit will have a basic water fee, as you all know, that you get when you get your water bill. There's the basic charges on there, and then whatever the usage is on top of it. But if there was a new developer, as most of the new developers, they're charged per unit for the installation, for each unit. And that fee is $2,000 today, it's $2,662. And the fee for the water meter and the water reader is $137.50 each. But for us to get, I think this is a good idea, is what I'm trying to say. I do recommend that they do this, and I would ask that you waive where they already have one, I would ask that you would waive the fee for the connection of the 4 other units. Well, 6.
There's 6 total units, so.
6 total units, whatever the amount is of $2,662 for each unit.
What about the 137.50 times 2?
They can't do that because we have to pay
We're
for the
not
meter.
waiving.
We're not gonna waive the
Okay.
meter or the reader because
Okay.
that-
But this
Is that the
26
actual cost of the meter?
that's the actual cost.
So this 2662, that's, we don't,
Yeah,
they
you
don't
know,
owe us any money on that.
they don't. I mean, I know what they wanna get up and they wanna say that, you know, when we first talked about this, it was, the meter was cheaper than what it was. Well, times go on. I mean, it's been 2 years since they moved forward with the project.
Right.
And
And you
that's
think
what the
this-
cost, that's what we pay for it. We don't make any money off of that.
Fine.
Yeah.
And you think in the end, it's better for the town?
It's better for the town, because it's gonna be more accurate, and I think we're gonna do better, so it's a more accurate reading for sewer charges.
Right.
It's a more,
Plus, plus you get a little,
with those capital,
Right.
What's it, 300 and
yeah.
something
Okay,
dollars for, but I think, do you wanna speak?
No, I mean,
get up, you came all this way, get up.
our issue
Wait a minute,
historically.
who are you and where do you
I'm
live?
sorry, David Montplaisir. I live at 324 Union Street.
Thank you.
I'm a trustee of the association. So what we've found historically is that we're paying much higher rates at the moment than a regular standard single-family home. So we're trying to level that amount out. So we're paying, the same per capita as any other single-family home is going to be in the town. So we're not an industrial user, and sometimes we're paying those rates. We don't do outside watering and no irrigation, so we just want to get to
Are
the
you
point.
paying those rates because you've only got the one?
That is correct.
And it's jumping you up?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Now you
You
got
should
it.
have opened with that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so we're
that.
it's almost double the rate.
Got it.
So we're willing, obviously we've spent a couple of years, but we're trying to get to the point where we can finance it and pay that plumber, which will be over $7,000 to do that. So, it takes a little while, so that's kind of our position. And then each individual have their own meter. They can use as much or as little water as they want.
Because some of them must be complaining about their neighbor. They're using all the water. Why am I paying?
No.
People have, you know what that 1 unit had, 6 or 7 people in there?
But yeah, I mean, it's fair for everyone. It's fair for the town. It's fair, I mean, so it's fair for everyone, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
And as stated, it's fair for us too. I think
Yep.
we're gonna do well with this, so.
Okay.
So I would just say that I would vote, I don't know how, because I think I messed Karen up on this, because I
So
thought
the
this was something
motion,
different.
all right, so I'll just say the motion that we that we wrote was,
For
where is
the
my
board to
motion?
waive the individual meter connection fee
Right.
of $2,662 for the
For
for the
each
units
unit.
at,
For
for
each
each
unit.
unit
Yeah.
at Pollard Farms condominium.
You wanted to say for
For
each
each
unit,
unit.
okay, that was it, we said
For the unit.
If we needed to split ours, we can do that too in the future.
Yeah.
for each unit, okay.
Do you want to put the number? or
For
you
the
just
6
want
units?
the-
You can put 6, you can put
Yeah,
6.
put 6
Okay.
units.
For the
For each of the
Each of the six
six units,
units.
there you go.
Yes.
There you go.
You got that, Erin?
Yep.
Okay,
Alright.
All right.
any questions?
That's right,
that?
no, we were close.
Okay, Erin, what do you got?
All right, I move that the board, acting as the Water, Sewer, Stormwater Commissioners, waive the individual meter connection fee of $2,662 for each of the 6 units at Pollard Farms condominiums.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. You're welcome.
And Madam Chair, this isn't setting precedent, we've done this in the past. Other
Yes.
boards have voted
No,
this in for
This is good
developments.
for everybody.
Okay.
Okay, next,
Makes sense?
All right.
It's
contracts.
still you.
Yes,
It's
we'll
always
get through
still
these,
him.
we'll get, it's
We grouped him together.
most important.
Good.
So,
Sorry.
everything
There you
that,
go.
Going away.
They just peel off like,
Yeah.
yeah. So everything that we're gonna discuss further has been approved at different town meetings,
Yeah.
but they've all been approved at town meetings. So the first one is for the Boston Freightliner, that's for the dump truck. I still can't believe we're buying a dump truck for $264,850. But that was voted on at town meeting. This is a large dump truck with a sander. We will get it in February, so I don't know if we'll get it. Hopefully we won't need it this season, but it's the best we can do. So I think you want to do them individually. If you have any questions, it's under a state contract.
Yes,
And
we
I-
asked that the board do the
Yeah.
motions individually for each
Individually?
unit.
Okay.
Yes.
you ready, Aaron?
Yep, I move that the board approve and authorize the town administrator to sign a contract with Boston Freightliner Incorporated for the purchase of a 2025 Freightliner dump truck with plow sander in an amount not to exceed $264,850.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Number 2.
So, Madam Chair, on that first one, there was more money appropriated at town meeting, but we will need that for a radio and to have the truck painted and
Oh, okay.
outlined. So, I mean,
So that'll
but
be
that's,
a separate
That'll be-
it's a
vendors
separate,
and-
right.
Yeah.
Anyone would have to get involved in that. So the second one is to United Rentals, and that is for the boom lift. We did solicit these bids way back in January, and all 3 of them honored it, but the lowest price one was $52,923. So we did get 3 bids for that, and we should have that also in around February.
Okay.
Okay.
I move that the board approve and authorize the town administrator to sign a contract with United Rentals for the purchase of a 2025 aerial boom lift in an amount not to exceed $52,923.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Number 3.
And number 3 is to GCG Associates. This is for our annual II investigations. We were caught up and we've done such a good job on our II investigations and inspections. We're going to be able to put that in between 2 years, but it still has to be approved in this year because it's,
Okay.
and that's in the amount of not to exceed $137,630.
I move that the board approve and authorize the town administrator to sign a contract with GCG Associates for engineering services to complete the 2024 inflow and infiltration investigations in an amount not to exceed $137,630.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Great. And then lastly is the big one. This is if you remember, you already approved for the Well 3 PFAS plant back several months ago. We had to put that out to rebid. There was a mistake on our part in-house here. And it was not, when we do this stuff, we don't do it intentionally. It was just a mistake that happened. And to be clear, I announced it when we did the bid openings. We did not publish it in the local newspaper, which, who the heck reads the newspaper any longer, but
We
that's.
have
What is a
Required-
local
It is
newspaper?
required by the state.
The Millis Medway?
Yeah,
No.
no, but anyways, so, the appropriation that we're asking for is to Winston Builders Corporation in the amount of $6,227,007.
And we ended up saving money with this. I
We
think.
did, so with rebidding it, the first time we put it out to bid, we had to reject
right.
three bids because they didn't do the paperwork properly. So the three of the lowest bidders of the subcontractors. And in this, the good news coming
Yeah,
out of this
bad
is we're
news, good
saving
news.
up almost $160-something thousand for the ratepayers.
Maybe we should make more mistakes in the
Yeah.
future. No? No? All right, any questions?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. I move that the board approve and authorize the town administrator to sign the notice of award for the Well 3 Water Treatment Facility, PFAS, project to Winston Builders Corporation for an amount not to exceed $6,227,007.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
And just a brief update, myself, the town administrator, and Jen Scannell, the treasurer collector, we've filed our appropriate paperwork to the federal government. I mean, they wanted a firstborn and,
process.
and everything else. Craig, you've probably done it when you've,
I
if
spent-
you got federal grants, they want to know
Oh,
your
yeah.
social security number, they want to know your banking
Spent a
information.
couple hours on that.
And stuff like
yeah.
that. All we're waiting for, once this is approved, now that you approve this, is the SRF grant, and that's the remaining of the money that the state will finance with the well, right now, it's 1.5% interest, but once it all gets approved, they'll lower that 1.5% interest down to zero of the 3-point-something million that's remaining for the project.
Like interest-free loans.
Interest-free
Yeah.
loans. Yep.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Okay. Next item on the agenda, the LIP.
Yes, Madam Chair, so there is the LIP in your packet is for it's an actual LIP and affordable housing deed rider and regulatory agreement and declaration of restrictive covenants for the ownership project at Cobble Knoll Enterprise for the property located at 1344 Main Street. Of course, LIP is it's
I
a
actually
friendly,
know, yeah.
it's a friendly 40B.
Yep.
This has, the agreement's been fully reviewed and approved by town council, and I'm recommending this evening that the board approve the LIP.
Right. So apparently, I know a little bit about this. So LIP, I had to look it up. What does it stand for?
Local Initiative
Right.
Project.
So this one in
Could've guessed that.
particular is Tom Roach's. It's up by, it's behind the Signature Properties, right?
Former Signature Properties.
Right?
Yep, Yep.
So apparently, this board negotiated this with Tom in the late 2020. Does that sound about right?
That sounds right.
Yes.
Okay. And since then, he has gone to the zoning board and gotten his approval, and now he's in the state. So now we come back, even though this, not this board, but the previous board, signed all this up, we now have to come back, and he's ready now to begin, and now we have to just ratify it. So
Yes.
that's that. So, you ready for the motion?
Yes. I move that the board approve and authorize the town administrator to sign the local initiative program Affordable Housing Deed Rider and regulatory agreement and declaration of restrictive covenants for ownership project for Cobble Knoll Enterprise LLC for the property located at 1344 Main Street, Millis.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you.
Good luck, Tom.
So, Madam Chair, the next item on your agenda has to do with the request for a policy for the waiver of inspection fees for municipal projects. In the past, the Select Board has traditionally waived all inspectional fees related to municipal and school projects, and only charged for the actual direct costs related to the inspections. This has historically been voted upon by the board on a case-by-case basis, and to the best of my knowledge, has always been approved for those projects. So in order to provide consistency as well as a more accurate cost estimation for these types of projects, I am recommending the select board adopt the following policy. All types of inspectional fees, building, wiring, plumbing, fire, etc., normally charged for inspections for projects related to municipal and school projects in the town of Millis shall be waived. Only the actual direct costs of the project inspections shall be charged to the project.
Okay.
So that way the town doesn't,
Have to go
it's
every
not
time.
out, yeah, it's
Every
not
time,
out, you
yeah.
don't have to approve
Okay.
every time.
So this is
waiver
a
every
blanket-
time. It's a
A
blanket approval,
approval. I
which
like
if
it.
the board at any time decides you want to change it back, you
We
you
can
can do that,
unblanket it.
yes.
So the board voted for this, I was gonna say for the school project, and that's what we
Right.
typically do.
Okay.
School, fire, DPW.
Aaron?
all those.
I move that the board vote to approve the policy to waive all types of inspectional fees, including but not limited to building, wiring, plumbing, and fire related to municipal and school projects in the town of Millis, and note that only the actual direct costs of the project inspections shall be charged to the project.
Except for yours. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Second.
Can I make a comment on this?
You certainly can.
Okay, Nathan Maltinsky, 431 Exchange. So you're saying to waive inspectional fees. Are you waiving the building permit fee?
That's what we're waiving, not the inspectional fees. It's the
So
permit
you've been
fees.
saying inspectional fee?
It's,
Well, it's really built,
It's
it's really the
permit
building.
fees.
So-
permit fee.
so
So
to
the
be-
actual costs incurred to
The
the
inspection
town,
fees will
direct
not be
costs,
waived.
He's
such
right,
as a
though.
40,
It
yeah.
says-
It says
should be permit.
inspectional fees.
It's
Probably
written,
say
it's
permit
written as
fees.
inspectional fee, which
Right,
is
it should be permit
sometimes
fees.
you'll have to have a plumbing or electrical inspector go out
Yeah, those
who's
fees.
part-time, which their costs are incurred, where your building department is on a salary. And so that wouldn't be an additional fee because they're on all the time.
Well, some
Yeah.
of them are not, but.
Well, yeah, you may be
Right.
part,
It
you're
probably
part-time.
should say
You're right, it shouldn't say
inspectional
inspection,
permit
it
No,
should
you're
be
right,
directed to
Nate.
permit fees in the
Yeah.
first line, Erin.
The word
Yep.
permit should probably be added in there.
So-
Types
Let's
of
go again.
permit fees,
To waive all.
Types of permit
Permit
fees.
fees.
permit fees, not inspectional. Thanks,
Fees.
Nate.
And
that's
then
a
we
good
talk
point.
about direct costs down below that we
Which
keep.
is the
Right.
inspectional
Yeah.
fee.
Okay,
Right. No,
thank you,
That's a
Nate.
good, that's a good point.
Yeah, that was the intent, for sure.
Nicole Riley, 258 Village Street, Planning Board. If you're listing this as permit fees, is this only for the building department? Because we have the same situation
No,
where
it's
people
all-
come
it-
to the planning board and there's always the request,
If it's a town project, sorry. I was
right,
gonna say
that-
if it's a
well, that's
town
what I'm
project,
asking.
right, No,
To
so
el-
it
if
lists,
you're gonna
it
do this,
includes
can you-
fire, all of them in
Okay,
the
so.
motion, yeah.
Well, that was what when it said inspection, that was my question
Yep,
was,
so that's-
is this going to be done so that each, the school building department or the municipal building
Right.
doesn't have to go to each board and request the waivers? Because we get that on the planning board where they're requesting waivers for,
I think so.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
intent
that
of
was
this.
the
Wasn't
intent.
that the intent?
That's the
okay,
intent.
just so that it.
Yeah.
it's
But
done
any direct
it's-
costs
Any direct costs.
would
like
still
if
be
you-
recouped.
If you have to hire an
Right, no, I'm just
engineer,
saying if you're
then
going to
that's
do
a
this,
direct
can you do it
cost.
so that it applies to
So
every
you might
board?
want to, so I was going to say, maybe you can amend the motion to say, but not limited to building, wiring, plumbing, fire, I don't know, would we want to say other, I don't know how to say
Of the
it.
permit fees.
And any other permit fees related to municipal and school projects,
Sure.
something like that.
Have fun with that, Erin.
Sorry.
Hold on.
So what Nicole was saying, though, is, so somebody's gonna go to the planning board, and she's just gonna say, well, we have a policy that they're waived, so bye-bye?
The
For-
fees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You don't need to
Because
make,
otherwise the
take
town is
any
paying
action.
itself, right? So
Good.
that's
Yeah.
the
I
intent,
get
is to
that.
not do all that.
Good.
Yeah.
But it makes sense.
Peer
That-
review
that's
and
different, yeah.
actual costs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not peer review and not the inspectors who are going out and doing the inspections, and that can't get waived, but the permit fee.
going to every other board saying, can you waive my fee, can you waive
Right.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Just have it be a
Be across the board.
Great, all right, Erin, try us.
Okay, I'm going to amend my motion. I move that the board vote to approve the policy to waive all types of permit fees, including but not limited to building, wiring, plumbing, and fire, and any other permit fees related to municipal and school projects
go.
in the town of Millis, and note that only the actual direct costs of the project inspections shall be charged to the project.
Oh, my God.
Inspections and review.
Instead of just permit, you need permit and application, because health department doesn't usually waive them. And
application
ours isn't
fee?
necessarily there's an application fee, so it's not a permit fee. So just to
Can the
make sure
select
that
board
it,
waive the Board of Health's application fees?
Well, and for planning board, it's an application fee.
No, but Board of Health is their own entity. Are they, does the select board have the purview to, the authority to waive the Board of Health fees?
Permit and application fees where appropriate.
Here you go.
Well,
Yeah, I
that's-
don't
if you
know.
put
'cause
in
the Board of
where
Health has a
appropriate, that's
different-
gonna
they're
cause
kind
an
of a different
argument.
I know, I'm
animal.
just trying to think how to, because I don't know if we
Yeah.
can waive them.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I would wanna check on that to see if
All right,
the
do we
board has
want
that
We might
authority.
not
hold
be able
this
to
to the
tell
next
them they have.
meeting?
There's no pending project, so I don't think it would hurt to hold it. Well, Nate, sorry.
No, he's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can look a little deeper to see if you can expand that.
Do you, I think we should.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
fine.
Let's
We'll
fix
push
it
that
up.
to the
Try it
next
again.
meeting.
Thanks, guys.
I rescind my motion.
So rescinded.
All right.
Okay.
Good point, though. I'm glad you're here
Yeah.
because
No,
why do
very
this
good.
17
Yeah.
times?
It's
All
good.
right.
Okay.
It's good intentions.
Next on the agenda, Nate is here to talk about a new roof for Oak Grove Farm.
Or as they say in Minnesota, roof.
Rough,
The roof,
Minnesota.
eh?
Hey there. Okay, so at town meeting, money was appropriated through CPC for Phase 1 for the Oak Grove Farm roof, and received 3 bids per requirement. And the lowest bid came to Canoni Roofing out of Natick in the amount of $38,850 just to do the entire stripping and re-roofing of the Oak Grove farmhouse, the porch, and the shed also that's on the back of the building. And this will be with a CertainTeed Presidential AR type shingle, and it's a it's a 35-year shingle. The shingles that are on there now are probably on there for 38, almost 40 years. So they've held up. We'd have one small leak, so it's time, and it's gonna look nice.
Good.
So that's, you mentioned Phase 1. Are there more phases?
There'll be Phase 2 for the remainder of the building, but we want to get the roof done, which will not impede any of the other work that's going to be done.
Okay,
at
great.
the- And there was a delay, production delay. Would have had this done a long time ago, but somehow CertainTeed decided that they were going to stop manufacturing these shingles, and they were not readily available. So finally they are, and as soon as we get the green light, we can go ahead with a new roof.
So, and just to note, so currently the Oak Grove Farmhouse is vacant, but it does have a place for a tenant. So once it's all ready to go, we have to put it out to bid. We can't just rent it, we
tenant.
put it out to bid with a contract, and someone could bid on it and then live at the Oak Grove Farmhouse. There was a tenant there for a long time, wasn't been for what, a year? Has it been a year? It's been more than a
Yep.
year?
About a year?
So we'll have someone back in there that will do a little bit of the caretaking and that
Okay.
type of thing.
All right, and then
So
I've.
we're working on that. We're
Yep.
trying.
We're working on that, and
Yep.
I've talked to Mike about the Phase 2 and getting the RFP together for the scope of work to get that out to bid, and we have the money appropriated for that. Or not, I'm sorry, we don't have the money appropriated, but we'll put together an estimate for the additional work, just as like we are for the Lansing Millis train station, so.
Awesome.
So.
Okay, do we have, did we do anything yet?
No.
No.
Okay.
I
let's do
move
it.
that the board award a contract to Canoni Roofing for a price not to exceed $38,850 for re-roofing of the farmhouse at Oak Grove Farm as presented, and to authorize the town administrator to sign on the town's behalf.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
And to waive all fees, well, permit fees.
But we're not there yet.
We haven't done it.
No,
He
his-
can come-
his
We
specific
put that for
project.
him. Yeah,
See?
good
No,
one.
in my municipality, we waive the fees on town projects, and it's
Yeah.
just, it's done, and then it's
Yeah.
out of the
Yeah.
way. And this contractor also did the roof on the Niagara Fire Engine House, too, so it does very good
Good.
work. Thank you.
All right.
Where is the, okay.
What are you looking for?
You're here. It's next.
It's next. It's all part of the,
Oh, it's part of that?
Ellen, this is our annual, everyone's
Right,
favorite
right,
time
got
of
it.
year. It's
Okay.
license renewal time, which we finally have down to a science here.
Okay,
So you, as the select board,
yep,
have several licenses that you are responsible for.
yep.
You are the local licensing authority for all alcohol licenses. There are other licenses, including a bowling alley license, automatic amusements. You have your Class 2 and Class 3, which I'll just tell you quickly, because I always forget which is which here. Class 2 license allows for the purchase and sale of secondhand motor vehicles. The Class 3 license allows for the purchase of secondhand motor vehicles for the purpose of remodeling, taking apart, rebuilding, or selling the parts. So we have those licenses as well. Common victualler license, that's a restaurant license. It's if you have tables that people sit down in and eat. Is a retail marijuana license, etc.
Okay,
So there's a whole list, and
Yeah,
we
I
send
see
these,
it.
we remind everybody they have to provide all kinds of information, including, including showing that they have liability insurance, workers' comp insurance, they have to have inspections if they have an alcohol license, so all of that's been said and done, and the licenses are ready to approve that are on this sheet.
okay. Now,
So I think you can vote to just approve all of these as one fell swoop that are written here, and then we have two kind of, that have a little specials.
okay, so
what about the auto
the
piece?
people, they're.
So we'll
they'll be
get there,
next.
we're not
Okay.
there
So
yet
the
quite, but yeah.
people, so the public doesn't get to know all these names, like, who
We ca-
cares?
They'll be in the package.
So,
Posted.
one, they're in the packet.
Okay.
And then two,
So
I
if
can
anybody
actually
had
post these, I can post them and say if anyone's interested in the licenses that were approved. This paper literally lists the name of the business,
Okay,
doing business as, and the type of license that's been issued,
okay.
if you want me to,
No, I don't need you to,
if anyone cares.
no.
Okay.
So, do we have a motion, like this giant motion?
I move that the board approve and issue all licenses as presented on the 2025 license document dated 12/18/24.
Okay.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
And then the next motion is for Comcan, retail marijuana. Unfortunately, Ellen, you were involved with that, so you have to recuse yourself or
Okay.
abstain.
Okay, I'll
So
put my
Erin and
glasses-
Craig can approve that
I'll put
one.
my
You can put your glasses
so
on and
people-
chill out.
My invisibility
All right.
cloak.
I move that the
not
board
here.
approve the retail marijuana license for Comcan Incorporated, DBA to Comcan, period.
There was
Nothing
that pause
follows.
right there that threw me.
Nothing follows.
Dramatic
Second,
pause.
second.
It's actually, I'm taking my cloak
Is
off.
this not right? Okay.
No, ComCan stands for Commonwealth Cannabis Company, Inc.
Oh, okay.
DBA ComCan.
Okay,
That's okay.
Okay,
same.
Second.
okay. It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion
And then
passes.
the last piece for this section is Primavera Restaurant. They did not do the inspection until today, unfortunately, and when they did, there were just a few small things, nothing major. They still need to provide their sprinkler report, and there were some very minor repairs that were noted by the fire chief and the current building, the acting building commissioner. So this last motion is to approve it, pending a few
Pending,
things.
okay.
You'll see.
I move that the board approve the all-alcohol common victualler and entertainment licenses for Primavera Incorporated, DBA Primavera Restaurant, pending receipt of a sprinkler report and reinspection within 30 days of today, showing completion of minor repairs noted during the initial inspection.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Primavera does still have a license. This is, you can still go get food there, and I encourage you to
Oh
do
my
so.
God.
So I don't want anybody to think this is not that. That is not that. I just ordered my food for Christmas from there. And then the last thing was, there was a request to talk about the auto conditions at Export Auto by both the owner, and then a neighbor had some questions. So if you guys want to come up, Ellen knows about this, so.
I do. Take a seat.
You guys.
So,
Are you all from Export?
Yes, Noel.
I know Noel.
Noel Moran, Dan.
Two sons, okay. Okay.
okay, somebody grab the mic and introduce yourselves. One person, yeah.
Tim Horahan, 118 Ridge Street. Noel Horahan, owner, and these are my two sons who work for me. Dan.
And I'm done.
Okay. So, what do we got here, Karen?
So, bear with me one second here. We have two different things.
Yeah.
So, I'll back up the bus here for a minute. There are always conditions and restrictions when you issue a Class 2 or Class 3 license. Remember, those are the auto licenses. They'll do different things. You can only have X amount of cars parked. Maybe you have to have a for sale sign in every one. And when the board initially approves a Class 2 or Class 3, they impose certain conditions or restrictions possibly.
Okay,
So the current conditions and restrictions for Export Auto simply list, at 83 Union Street, the cars must be stored inside the building. At 91 Union Street, outside storage is limited to a maximum of 20 cars. No automotive repair work can be conducted on the premises. No auto body work can be conducted on the premises. No storage of hazardous materials can be allowed on the premises, and no public retail sale of cars will be conducted on site.
okay.
There was a request by the owner, Noel, who came in and asked, and where's my law firm here? Who wanted to expand a bit.
Yeah.
Is that correct? No?
Increase the number of
Increase the
cars
number of cars, thank you, and I can't find my notes.
from
but-
20 to
20 to 35.
30?
There it is,
35,
20 to 35.
okay.
So I guess that's the first thing to consider.
Yeah, and the second thing,
The second thing is one of the neighbors had some complaints about trucks, I guess, being parked or making noise.
there's
This,
been some complaints
Yeah.
about the auto trucks
right?
I believe the neighbor-
parking on,
Yeah, and John Gorham
yeah,
is on Zoom, and he is one of the ones who just had some concerns.
and the parking on, is that Union?
Yes.
On Union, in the middle of the night. So,
And some of that's been taken care of, so when
Yep.
that initially happened, where some of the trucks were coming, we talked to the police, and what can we do to keep the trucks from parking there? And the
Right.
police and DPW put up signs,
They
just
put
no
up-
parking signs
Yep.
to try to help.
Yep.
So that happened,
yeah,
but I guess there are still a few concerns. maybe?
so there's a,
So-
we would like to impose another condition. So you got however many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's a seventh condition about hours of trucks coming,
Just when they can come and go, right?
not little trucks, the auto trucks that come and pick up and drop off.
Car
Um,
carriers, right?
Reasonable condition of hours. So, do we have, does Mr. Gorham want to say anything, or do you want to wait until we finish?
The only thing I'll say is, Mike Giampietro recommended this to your group back on Wednesday, March 13th, 2024. His note said that you should make, I'm reading, you should make a note for the fall renewal to add another condition to the existing, including something like no on and off loading of vehicles before 8 a.m. and after 5 p.m. That was his recommendation, having been fully updated on the situation that was going on at that time.
Okay, before 8 AM and after 5 PM. How many days of the week did he mention? Did he? Which
Every
days?
day.
What, 7 days a week?
Yes, the context of this conversation was every day.
Okay.
Is 5 PM, I don't know, 5 PM sounds early to me.
Yeah, that's definitely early, I would say.
Okay, so what's your counter, do you have a counter proposal?
Well, I'd like to do until 7 PM, and,
I
you
think
know,
he-
like, we're usually not down there early in the morning anyway. You know,
So 8 AM wouldn't be.
Is 8
The
AM?
problem
Impactful
is,
to
they, half
business.
the time, they don't even call us, so they just show up when they feel like it. and-
I know, but that's not our problem, that's your problem.
Yeah, I know, but
You
we
need to
try and-
fix- I understand that.
we've imposed hours on them
Yep,
now, and, you know, like,
It's
a lot of
better.
times they want to drop it off late at night, and we say, no,
Okay.
just bring it tomorrow.
all right, so is 8 AM to 7 PM, does that work for you?
Yeah, that would,
That works for you. Mr. Gorham, does that work for you?
That would be perfect, and I appreciate the flexibility.
Okay, 8 AM to 7 PM, 7 days a week. Oh, is that,
We have somebody at the microphone.
I know we do. Nicole?
Nicole Riley, Planning Board. Just to let you know, for construction, the Planning Board sets their requirements 7 AM to 7 PM, Monday through Saturday. We do not allow construction in this town on Sundays. All of our special permits do not allow it on Sundays, and we do not allow idling trucks those are all in our conditions prior to 7 AM or after 7 PM, just for your
Okay.
reference.
Okay, Mr. Gorham didn't seem to have a problem with the 7 days a week. Do you guys do business on Sunday?
We go down to hang out. But, you know.
I don't mean that. Do you
Do
take
you
to
have a
the-
lot of
do
traffic
you take-
coming?
People
Once
come
in
and
a
go.
while,
It's,
We're in and out, and if
Not
we need to
much.
be there, we'll be there. If
No, 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 you're missing, my
No,
question
do you
is,
get
do
deliveries
you
on
get
Sundays?
deliveries on Sundays?
most of the time it's
vehicles.
Monday to Friday, but they definitely do show up when they
Okay.
randomly.
So on our auctions, we have it, like I can show this to you. I have delivery information. It says call before you're supposed to come. Pickup hours are 9 to 5, Monday to Saturday. And then I say park on the same side of the road as Export Auto, park right in front of the building. Do not block Railroad Ave, which is the street there, and in all caps, don't park on the opposite side of the street. So we say this ahead of time, and
How many languages do you print that in?
That's the.
Well, the auction.
No, I'm serious, how many languages do you print that in?
so this is one auction, and then we post on Central Dispatch, which is like a loading board essentially.
okay.
So we have it on the auction.
Okay,
where-
how many languages is it in?
That's it's only
Is
in
it
English,
English?
Oh, yeah,
but
English.
Are
they,
your drivers,
sorry.
do all of your drivers speak English?
well, it goes through dispatchers, and then the dispatchers send a random driver, so we don't even know who's delivering stuff half the time, so it's random companies from a dispatcher who gets it off Central Dispatch.
They call us before they come, and if they say they want to drop it off at night, just say no.
Okay.
Bring it the next day.
All right, so do you think that they're getting that message?
They should be getting that message.
like, they get the pickup slip, they get
Okay.
the address.
All right. Well, that's all well and good. Mr. Gorham, do you have a problem with Sundays?
I think some of the evening drop-offs were on Sundays.
Okay, do you have a problem if we implement 8 AM to 7 PM, 7 days a week?
No, that would be ideal. I appreciate your,
Okay.
I appreciate your changes.
I'm good with
The
that.
actual, I'm trying to see how you're actually voting this.
Okay, now, let's go to the second one. They want to increase from 20 to 35.
Okay.
Discussion?
There's room for that?
They're already over their, I don't want to be that person, but you're already over your 20, right? Didn't we catch them with 31 cars or something? So
So they're just,
they do have,
they do have room, okay.
yes.
I don't-
Mr. Gorham, do you have a problem if we increase to 35 cars?
No, I'm very flexible. I really appreciate their
this
team
guy.
being amenable to the changes
Okay.
for the working hours, so that's fine with me.
All right.
Just
well
so
then-
you know, this John Gorham is one of 3 John
I
Gorhams,
know,
correct,
you
John?
said. Very confusing, Mr. John Gorham. Apparently, there are 3 of you.
You hear it?
There are.
So when I just have that, yes, when I went to call, I
I
called
know,
the
it's
wrong
fine.
John Gorham, and it went on to this, it became
All right, so-
who's on first?
Do we have any more discussion?
I don't think so.
Fine, can you put a motion together?
I can make a motion.
Listen to you.
Do you want me to do 2 separate ones?
No.
No, I think we can roll
Yeah,
it.
you
Okay.
can just
Roll
say
it
for,
on. We're gonna make it as hard.
Because
as
it's going to, we're
possible.
going to basically amend the
Okay.
you're going, right, you're gonna amend the
Conditions.
conditions.
I
to
move
begin.
that we amend the conditions for Export Auto of Millis for license type Class 2 to increase the number of cars allowed
At 91 Union.
at 91 Union Street for outside storage, limited to a max of now 35 cars instead of 20, as well as allow for deliveries of vehicles between the hours of
Deliveries and pickups.
deliveries and pickups between the hours of 8 AM and 7 PM only,
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Lovely.
Takes
Thank you.
teamwork. Thank you.
Unanimous. Thank you,
We got there.
Thank you for
Thank
coming
you.
in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gorham.
Thank you.
Happy holidays. Thanks, John.
Oh, no.
All right.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thanks, have fun out there. Policies and procedures.
So, Madam
So-
Chair,
yeah.
since your last meeting, I did hear from back from you, or some of you, in regards to some changes. I did put that together, conglomeration of those changes. Most of the changes were grammatical, into form. There were a few corrections as far as there was some of the old term Board of Selectmen that we've changed to Select Board that were still kicking around within the text. So that's been addressed. And so the document's been essentially just cleaned up.
Mr. Kaczynski, is that the version we got in our packets? The
Yes.
cleaned up
Yes,
version?
yes.
Oh, okay, because I couldn't find anything wrong with it when I.
Yeah, I like that one a great deal when I read it.
That's the
Yeah.
new version. And again, there's nothing substantive of the
No.
changes. It's all cleaning up the grammar and some of
Saying
the
select
old
board.
language.
Instead
Selectmen.
of two,
And
small
certainly,
p, small m, and then the next paragraph, 3, big P, period, big M, period. Now they're all the same.
yeah, some of that was changes happened incrementally,
very
and
Yes.
some of the
Yes.
grammar
Some people are
had
very
evolved during that time. So
Okay.
we've streamlined it and made it consistent. We believe we've caught most of the inconsistencies.
Now, do we post that on our website?
We sure do.
Yes, so
should.
if the
Awesome.
board would approve this tonight, we will post that as the approved select board's operating policies and procedures.
Okay, Erin.
All right, I move that the board approve the 12/18/24 Select Board Policies and Procedures as amended and contained in the agenda packet.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay, what do we got next?
We have
Liaisons?
these, liaisons.
Oh, my goodness, I'm gonna kill you guys tonight.
I got nothing.
I'm totally
No,
killing you.
boy.
Go ahead.
Well, I have the honor of having our chair in the room tonight. I went to the Economic Development Committee. Well, actually, we're very close to a quorum in the room. We had a good discussion about signage in Millis entering the town. It was proposed by a resident that we look at putting some signs up in various points in the town, and we're taking that under advisement and finding locations and getting pricing on that. That was the main item of conversation. I could go on, but I think that's enough.
But you won't.
I won't.
Because it's late, we started late.
I know. And then I had two other meetings that I attended. I'm counting them both. The School Building Community Forum, I attended that one.
Okay.
And also the School Building Committee meeting where we discussed items that weren't at the forum. The forum was interesting. They narrowed down the choices a bit. A little discussion of regionalization, a little bit of discussion of cost, process, and timeline. We pretty much have to have a preferred option into the MSBA by February. It was very clear from talking to our state reps that this is a window that is closing. The school building has to be submitted on this go-round. If we don't submit in this go-round on a timely basis, we go back on the list, and it's whenever they have funding available. And the other piece about that was interesting was funding is becoming more and more scarce because schools are getting much, much, much more expensive. So instead of taking as many as they took last time, they're taking probably about a third of what they took in the past. So we're fortunate to be where we are. We don't want to lose this opportunity, so we're going to keep pushing to get that finished. At the discussion at the school building meeting was we had about 8 options that exist, and we're really knocking those down to 4 different types: a renovation, an addition renovation, and a better addition renovation, and then new. Those are the 4 we'll focus on as we talk about it. Aside from the new, though, the interesting part, and new is not likely, we have to include that as required by state. And the state requires us to show what a new school would cost. And a renovation's required also. Interesting thing is, all of those, except for the new building, came in at about $80 million cost to the taxpayer. So they all are about the same because the MSBA funds significantly more of the ad reno and the 2 ad reno options they do just for straight renovation. So in other words, we'd get about $4 million from the state for renovation, and we would get up to 40% of 120 million for the other two options. So it's a significant difference. Puts it all about 80 million though when we're all said and done. So there'll be another public forum about this where the committee will talk much more about the two ad reno options and why one is preferable to the other, and why the straight renovation and the new should be excluded from thought process at this point. One of the ad renos separates the middle school and the high school into two entirely separate schools, which is very preferable. The other one still commingles them, so you'll have high school. You'll have 17-year-olds and 11-year-olds walking through the same hallways. So that's why what they're calling option R4A is preferable. They were up to like R8, so so there's a lot of options. There are a lot of discussion on it. We went through every possible permutation of that school, and I think they're settling on one. So we'll see what comes out with that at the next public forum. It's all you.
Well, yikes. I went to both of those, and I'm not gonna bore you as much as he is, or already did. But yes, all good information. I also went to the Charles River Pollution Control. Nothing new, we haven't added anything. I'm also on that library thing that I talked about in the thing, so if you want to.
Oh, I attended that as well for about 3 minutes.
I did the survey already.
Did you do the
I
survey
did.
already? You gonna get your Duncan card? No, you're not.
No, I'm not a
because-
youth.
No, you're not a youth. And I did the energy meeting, which Bob already told you everything about. So I killed you again, Craig, because I do. And what else have we got? Approval of.
Stormwater utility
Oh,
Stormwater utility.
Stormwater
commitment.
utility commitment.
So,
Everyone's
Madam
favorite.
Chair, I'm
one of my
requesting
favorite
that the
topics.
board approve the annual FY '25 stormwater utility commitment to the collector in the amount of $729,696.
Okay.
I move that the board approve the annual fiscal year 25 stormwater utility commitment to the collector in the amount of $729,696.
Second,
It's been
signing.
moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. What do we got next?
Draft minutes?
Draft minutes. We just need a motion.
Yes, I move that the board approve the draft minutes of 12/2/24 as written.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous.
I move that we adjourn.
second.
It's been moved and seconded.
Aye.
Aye. Yay, yay, yay.
Thank you, everyone. Happy
Thanks.
holidays.
Thank you.
Guys?
It's nice having a